Hey there, Sagittarians. It's Carrie at wooingnature.life. How y'all doing? It's a gorgeous day outside today. It is summer, but it feels like spring, and there's just a lovely breeze, and the birds are chirping, and I don't know, I'm in my element. So I'm going to do your reading out here. Sagittarius, I'm going to let you know we are in Virgo season. Virgo season is the time that we get into our Virgo sides of ourselves and do some organizing, do some assessment, think about what's happening, what isn't happening for you, what's working for you, what's not working for you. It's a time to assess, and it's a time to think about what's next on the agenda for you, Sagittarius. And I know you guys, well, I don't know if y'all have agendas per se, but y'all definitely have things that y'all be doing, okay? So we're going to be taking some time out between now and October to just reorganize, reset, I don't know, clean out your Google Drive, work on your closet, all of the stuff that you said you were going to do that you haven't done yet. Go ahead and take care of that. It's the time for that. And it's also a time for assessment, okay? Personal assessment. Can't exclude that. Can't clean out your physical closet and get all of the excess shoes and stuff you didn't wear last year and all of that kind of stuff out, and then don't do the same thing inside your inner sanctum. That just doesn't make sense. So we're going to do all of that, okay? We got the moons coming in around the 14th and the 28th. If you want to know what's going on with the new moon and the full moon view, check it back in with me around that time on this channel, and I'll let you know what's going on with the Luna. But in the meantime, we're just going to deal with September and see what September is bringing for you, okay? I'm reading from the Light Visions Tarot by James R. Eads. I really love this deck. I've been telling everybody about it. It's a really responsive deck. So I just felt like coming into the fall season, as we're approaching and ending summer and going into the fall, we just need some, let's get real with it. You know what I mean? Let us get real with it. Okay, I'm going to get started with you all Sagittarians here. Just going to do a straight through read. Straight through basically means I'm just going to keep pulling until the spirit says stop. We got the Eight of Chalices. Eight of Chalices. Eight of Chalices. Self-reflection definitely is needed. Four Chalices in reverse again. Four Chalices. Something is trying to get to you, but you're not paying that much attention to it, or you don't care about it, or whatever. But the Eight of Chalices is the first one up, and the Eight of Chalices says there's some self-reflection needed at this time. Self-reflection needed. Maybe the things that are coming to you, maybe the winds of change are coming, and the things that are coming to you, you need to pay attention to them. Pay attention to them. At least give it some consideration. I feel like you need to give it some consideration. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands again. Something is coming through. I got winds of change. Winds of change. A lot of wind. A lot of wind with you all right now. Wind energy is about movement. It's about change. It is about, stirring things up so that change can happen. It is a windy season, windy time. Any energies that deal with circular movement and wind, so tornadoes are associated with this wind energy, hurricanes associated with this wind energy, certain kinds of storms, wind storms associated with this energy. And so what that wind does is it comes in and it takes everything out that you don't need, and it leaves you with something. And whatever it leaves you with, that's what you have to work with. Okay? So don't get upset if September comes in and blows a whole lot of stuff out of your way, because that's what it's doing. It's blowing it out of your way. Because you can't have all of that distraction. You can't have all of that distraction. And this goes right back to what I'm saying about assessment and organizing. Seems like there's a need for that. Five of Swords energy. It's Five of Swords. Yeah, Five of Swords is telling me it's almost like you're fighting a losing battle. You got a whole, it's a lot of stuff going around you, Sagittarius, right now. And it's like you got two, it's like you're trying to, it's like you're trying to battle all these different things or whatever. And you got all these things going on, but like you're not hitting your mark. You're not getting where you're going. You got to transition. It's time for a transition. Death. Look at that. That's one hell of a transition if ever I've seen one. So it's a transition that has to happen. There's a change that has to happen for you because it's just too much going on with that Five of Swords. It's too much. I don't even know what's going on. There's so much stuff going on. It's like these people are around you and you're trying to I don't know. I don't know if you're trying to spar with them or if you're trying to get them before they get you, or and then I don't even really think that that's how you're coming off. Like I don't even think that that's what you think is going on. I don't think you see that there's like some kind of strange competition going on here in the background. So Sagittarius, you all need to probably get a little bit of y'all might need a spiritual cleansing or a spiritual bath or something like that, or you need to burn some sage around yourself or something. Burn some sage around your house, around your territory, because it's weird. It's kind of strange, but it definitely needs to end because we got that death card. All right, we got the Magician right here, manipulation. See, I'm getting that right here too. It's some kind, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the people around you right now, but I don't know. It's not what it seems. I'll tell you that, and then I'm going to get off of it. All right, so I'm getting some manipulation with the Magician. It did come in reverse, even though I'm not necessarily reading these in reverse. And I've also got the High Priestess that came in reverse. So it's a spiritual issue. It's an issue of a spiritual nature. Maybe that's why you're not accepting what's coming in. That might not be a bad thing. But all that stuff has got to go. All of that's got to go. Again, Chariot in reverse. Holding up your movement. Stopping you from being able to get to where you want to get to. And also Hierophant in reverse. So, yeah. Yeah, this is a little bit, Sagittarius, this is a little bit deeper than what we may have been expecting. I've been feeling that something is going on with you, whatever it is, I don't know, but it has something to do with the people that are around you right now. It has everything to do with the people that are around you right now, and you've got to follow a different path, Sagittarius. You got to move on, because see, when this wind comes through, it's going to blow. And if you're in it, it's going to blow you too. Okay? So what you want to do is be out of the fray if you can. So when the wind comes through and blows through whatever it's coming through with, that it blows these people right on out of your life. And if it blows these people out of your life, don't cry. Don't be upset. It's a favor. It is a favor from what I can see right here. It's a favor to you to help you keep going. So the Hierophant, just looking at these major arcana cards here, because it's lots of them, and when there's a lot of major arcana cards that come through, it's a major transition, or it's a major change, or it's something major that's happening in your life that you need to focus on and pay attention to, okay? So one is lessons, but higher spiritual lessons for life on earth. That's what Hierophant means to me. Death, end it. Close the door. Don't turn back. Whatever it is that looked like it was something, it's dead now. It's over with. It's an old bygone thing. You got to move on from that. Movement. In order to have good movement, everything has to be working on the inside. You go and get a car with a shell. It can be cute as it want to be. It could be a Rolls Royce, a Mercedes Benz. It could be a Maybach or whatever it is. But let me tell you something. If the engine ain't working, if the oil hasn't been changed, if the tires ain't rolling, if your chassis and your axle is broke, it's not going. The car don't matter. Okay? High Priestess, this is a spiritual thing. There's a higher spiritual thing, and that's connected also to this Hierophant right here. There's a higher spiritual lesson here at stake. There's a higher spiritual lesson here at stake, and you got to walk the road. You got to walk the road, not run the road. Okay? You got to walk the road. Maybe that's why your chassis is jacked up. Okay? Because you got to walk it. See, it's one thing. How many people ever been in a car and you drive past something every day, and then one day you decide to walk down that same street and you see things you haven't ever seen before because you've been driving, you've been going too fast. So this is it. This is what you need to be doing right here. Walking that road, getting connected. Look at that moon up there. Get connected to your spirit. Figure out what you're leaving in your wake. Find out what roads you've been traveling. Deal with your shadow side. Drop some mess that needs to go. Saying all of it there. And then there's this Magician. So I feel like this is either you getting manipulated by somebody or you're doing the manipulating, one or the other. But I'm definitely getting manipulative energy out of this as opposed to what the upright Magician, because it did come in reverse. But I'm definitely getting the reverse Magician, which is about manipulating a situation. So either if you're doing the manipulating, then you got to stop. If they are doing the manipulating, I'm talking about these people that are around you right here, then you got to go. You got to walk. And I would do it most expediently. September. September is the time. I told you it was an assessment. I was getting assessment more with you than I was getting organization with the other readings. Some of it was coming in as organization, but with you, I kept getting assessment. You got to look at all. This is an all points bulletin for you. Knight of Pentacles. My feeling from this is like, okay, so like the focus is on things of a earthly nature. Your money, your things. It could be this, the money, the car, the whatever else it is that's maybe got you in cahoots with these people or whatever. But it's not. It is not what you're imagining it to be. Here's the card right here. This is you. You're on the back of a unicorn, man. Unicorns are not even real, but they're imagined. So it's like you're imagining that this is where you are, but when you really look at it, there's more to it than meets the eye. And there's more to your life than meets the eye. So this is really not it. You're not prepared. I'm getting barefoot. You're a knight, you're barefooted. You're not quite ready. And it's the night. So whatever it was that they were promising you, or whatever it was that this group of people is, kind of got you in this about, you're not prepared for it, or they're not as prepared for it as they're making it seem. And you don't need to deal with it. You really don't need to deal with it. Page of Wands, this is a message coming through. Again, wind. I'm getting wind with this too. Being moved to your next destination. Allowing yourself to be lifted up and out and over into the next destination for you. Pray about that. Pray and ask your ancestors, God, angels, God, angels in this assembly, as I like to call it. Pray to them and ask them to lift you up, out, and over your situation. Just like that. Up, out, and over. So that when the winds come through, you don't get caught up in it. Gotta be careful out here in this day and time. People are crafty. They crafty. And then they'll try to put it on you like you did it, like you thought of it. Please, honey, not at the least. 2 more major arcana cards. The Hermit and the Tower. the Hermit and the Tower. That means go somewhere and get still. That means travel your own road. Travel the road less traveled. I shall be saying this with the sigh some ages and ages hence, that I chose the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I hope I'm not jacking up his words, but I'm telling you, it means something to me. And this this Tower, is that wind coming to shake things up and get things off. And guess what? You got to spend some time alone. You got to spend some time by yourself. Out of the fray. Get out of the fray. I don't need anything else, but I'm going to ask anyway. Thank you, Spirit. Maybe letting you know. Anything else that Sagittarius needs to know about September, during the month of September, things to focus on in September? Yeah, I'm sorry for you, Sagittarius, but I'm going to tell you, this is like so clear and so specific. I don't know if this is a number of you that are dealing with this, or just one or two, but for real, whoever this is for, it is really clear. Got to watch the people that you're around, but I'm going to say that for everybody, really, because when you're around the wrong crowd, and the wrong crowd can be different, like we always say, when we think about the wrong crowd, we think about gang bangers and drug dealers and, I don't know, the mafia or whatever, but sometimes the wrong crowd can fool you. They can look like something, and they can act like something, and they can present very well, and then meanwhile, back at the ranch, they don't have good intentions for you. I'm going to have to bring out the archetype cards for you all now. I told people on the last one, I brought these out for Virgo, but I'm bringing them out for you too, because, yeah, we got to find out about these people. You need to know about these people. So, I'll be reading, this is from Carolyn Mace's archetype cards. If you're into cards, this is a really great deck. It's all archetypes, so it's all people. So if you want to know what's going on with the people around you, I go right to this deck, and I don't pull it out that often because sometimes you don't want to hear the truth. But these cards are the truth. These right here is the truth, okay? Alright, Sag, let's see what's going on with these people around you. I really want to let me see if I can get a good mix-up shuffle here. I'm out here shuffling in my lap, so it's not as easy. Alright. My oh my. Got to be more careful. To be more careful. Alright, Sag, let's see who we got. Let's see who these monkey wrenches are. Alright, so we've got we have a knight here. The knight's light attributes. And the thing about this deck is it'll give you the light attributes and it'll also give you the shadow attributes. So I'm going to give you both. Loyalty, romance, chivalry, and a love of honor. So there's a knight around you. That doesn't seem so bad. We've got a shadow dilettante. Shadow dilettante. Pretension to much deeper knowledge than you pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. That's that unicorn. Somebody acting like they got more knowledge than they actually have. The shadow dilettante. The poet. There's a poet. Poet expresses soul insights in symbolic language. So there's somebody who uses symbolic language. We have a shadow guide. Shadow guides places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. Okay, so you got a shadow guide around you. You got a knight and a poet. I don't know how they're coming up. And you do have an advocate, which is good. Inspires you to put compassion into action. This is the person you want to hang with. Okay? This is the person that you want to hang with. You need an advocate right now. You need somebody to advocate for you. These other two, the poet and the knight, I'm not sure. They're coming in right side up, which I'll read the light attributes. I will read the shadow attributes. I will also read the light attributes of the other two, just in case you need those, so you'll know how to maneuver. The light attributes expresses soul insights through symbolic language. So there's somebody around you who's using symbolic language, or they're using language. Pay attention to what they're saying and how they're using their words. Loyalty, romance, chivalry. This might be somebody who's coming in as somebody that comes to save the day. This could be somebody who is, it could be somebody who's actually loyal to you. I don't know. But then there's allegiance to a destructive ruler, principle, or romantic delusions too. So I'm just saying, look on both sides of that. Shadow poet turns a lyric gift into negative and destructive effect. That's that. With the dilettante, the one that's possessing no deeper knowledge than they actually possess, their light attributes is they delight in the arts without having to be professional, but they also alert you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So they're serving a purpose there, something that's teaching you. That goes back to the Hierophant. And then the guide represents nature of the divine within yourself. So if there's somebody around you who is trying to I don't know, be your mentor, but they're not being your advocate, you want to pay attention to them. If you got to dish out a whole lot of money, you better pay attention to that too. The shadow dilettante, okay, you know, look up the word dilettante and then see what they really working with. Okay? All right, so there you go. That's your people. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. One of these people might be you, but you got to look at both sides of the picture. You got to look at both sides of the picture, and both, either they could be operating in the shadow, they could be operating in the light. This is light and shadow are not about good and bad. It's just how it presents. Okay? Light attributes present themselves openly, right? Shadow attributes are kind of in the cut. Okay, so make sure that you're paying attention to both sides of those. I want you to know who you're dealing with, Sagittarians, and who you need in your corner. Look for that advocate. The rest of them, I don't know. I'm just saying, pay attention. Every which way they're coming, because they're coming in all kind of different ways. Okay, that's the way I'm seeing that. All right, let's get you another card, Sagittarius, too. I'm really feeling y'all today, and I don't want y'all to leave unprotected. Yeah, I don't want y'all to leave the reading unprotected. Seems like y'all need a little extra protection. If you need a little extra protection, reach out to me at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. You know, what good would I be if I don't have you back, right? Alright, so this is from Sacred Rebels. Sacred Rebels will get you right on together, especially if you're in a battle. Got to get inside and get the Sacred Rebel inside of you and see what the Sacred Rebel has to say. So Sacred Rebels, let's talk to Sagittarius about what's going on with them in September. Let me get a word for Sagittarians in relationship to September. Sorry, one more time, folks. One more time. All right. What you want, wants you. Look at that wind-blown hair. What you want, wants you. So if this whole thing has been about, you know, like trying to get to something or trying to have something or, you know, trying to get ahead, just slow down. You'll be all right. Do you dare to, what you want wants you. Card 16, which translates into a 7. Oh, there it is at the bottom. A 7, for those of you who are numerologically inclined. Do you dare to believe what you want is also wanting you? The genuine desires of your heart are the sacred purpose of your soul, swathed in pleasure. Yet if you have been shamed, judged, made to feel guilt over, or denied your natural desires or pleasures in any way, you may have developed a very tricky and complicated relationship with the yearnings of your heart. Now, this may have been where this external stuff is stemming from, because you know whatever's happening outside of you comes from inside of you. So check yourself. Check yourself. We often learn to distrust our own desires and come to believe that they are something to be overcome or avoided. We may even try to want second best, disbelieving that we are worthy of our first choice. I've been talking about abundance a lot. Disbelieving that we are worthy of our first choice of what we really genuinely want and would fulfill us deeply. Perhaps we have conditioned ourselves to believe that getting what we want is for others and not for us. This oracle comes with a healing message for you. First, trust in what you really want, not the substitutions or the make-dos. Yes, this is where it's coming from. See, that, people come in with stuff and you think it's something and it's not something. That's because of all this desire in you. And as soon as you see something that looks like what it is and it ain't, you just, yeah. Okay, you're gonna first trust in what you really want. I'm sorry, I'm losing place, but I'm all verklempt right now. Not in the substitutions and make-dos, but what would truly bring a sense of passionate, playful purpose and fulfillment in your life. You might not know anything more than this: I want to sing, or I want to write, or I want to help animals, or I want to plant. That's fine. Start with what you know and hold it in your heart as you do the healing process. As you go through your healing process. If you genuinely don't know what your heart wants, then you will very much enjoy the process of exploring your desires, and by making gentle and persistent inquiries of yourself, ask yourself, what is it that truly moves you? Give this matter consistent attention without focusing on a response. Your answers may come in a sudden flood or a windfall, or slowly over time. So what you want wants you. Wait for it to fall into place. Don't go grasping, because you'll be grasping at straws and they're hollow inside. Just saying. All right, Sagittarians, love you. Hope everything is good. Safe travels. If you're doing some last-minute vacationing, take some time to yourself. Spend some time out in nature. I always recommend that. If you need anything, reach out. Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life, where you can always check back in on this channel or on our Facebook page, Twitter, Tumblr, IG, wherever. All right. Have a great September. Have a great day, and I hope you're having a wonderful life.